When the sun goes down in this Colorado town, I sat alone and pulled down the shades. Can't stop thinking about what I need now, what it's gonna take to take your place. One won't work, I need whiskey. One won't work, I'm gonna need whiskey. Don't wanna blend this soft and sweet. Don't want this, I want a drink you need. Needs to burn, going all the way down. Needs to hurt the hurt that's hurting me now. One won't work, I need whiskey. One won't work, I'm gonna need whiskey. I want the glass in my hand, I work hard for you. Wanna taste the back of my lips when we're kissing. It don't help to look like you, as long as I know it's 80 proof. One won't work, I need whiskey. One won't work, I'm gonna need whiskey. Don't wanna blend this soft and sweet. Don't want this, I want a drink you need. Needs to burn, going all the way down. Needs to hurt the hurt that's hurting me now. One won't work, I need whiskey. One won't work, I'm gonna need whiskey. Don't wanna sip on Sauvignon, I just want a bottle of Jack. Maybe if I chase a couple shots down, I'll stop looking back. Don't wanna blend this soft and sweet. Don't want this, I want a drink you need. Needs to burn, going all the way down. Needs to hurt the hurt that's hurting me now. One won't work, I need whiskey. One won't work, I'm gonna need whiskey.
It's not quite a religious experience, but it's damn close.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hello. Hello.
The wheel is turning, but the hamster's dead.
Seriously? You guys gotta come up with a better name. Whatever. I'm not even getting paid for this show.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio.
Woke up this morning, still fuming from last night. I turned to wake you up and draw another battle line. But at the sight of you sleeping, the anger was gone. Frozen in the moment, I reflected on our fight. Yes, I still disagree. That was no way to treat my wife. I turned the ring around my finger, and I thought, there's more right here than wrong. You know I'm no devil, and I know you're no saint. Thank God the reasons we're together are not up for debate. And even test each other's vows. We've come so far together, there's no way I'd turn back now. Watching you in silence as the dawn reached for your face, I thought about the dreams that haven't always gone our way. How money's tight, how we work more than we play. But there are times when we are so much in sync. You tell a joke that has me rolling at your feet. It's a perfect end to a day that's been too long, too long. There's more right here than wrong. You know I'm no devil, honey, I know you're no saint. Thank God the reasons we're together are not up for debate. And even though we have our moments when we test each other's vows, we come so far together, there's no way I'd turn back now. Up this morning, I was blind as I could be, but in a few stolen moments, I saw things so perfectly. So I closed my eyes, lay back down where I belong. There's more right here than wrong.
Is Clayton Smalley. That is a brand new single called More Right Here Than Wrong. Hey, that's kind of the way I operate this show, or I try to. And then before that, Miss Ariel Hutchins and a great tune called Wine Won't Work. And that may be how I operate the show as well. I'm going to be interviewing Ariel Hutchins on November the 6th, so be sure to mark that date down on your calendar. Wine Won't Work is her very first single, and she is fantastic. Friend of my wife's cousin, by the way, we found out as well. So good stuff. Man, welcome to KICR Indie Country Radio. We got some good stuff on the radio planned for tonight. We are also syndicated, by the way, on KUHS Denver, KUHSdenver.com. Big shout out to my good friend, Mr. Henry Archuleta, for letting us put our country music program on their fine radio station. We are excited about that. We love doing the shows for you. And tonight, I've got a great show lined up. We're going to be interviewing Canadian country music artist Mr. Dan Washburn first. And then an hour after I interview Mr. Dan Washburn, I'm going to talk to Michael Lusk and Dee Dee O'Malley that make up the group Poppy Iris. So we're going to have a good time tonight, and you're going to love the stories behind the songs. And we're going to play everybody's music as well. Of course, everybody that I'm interviewing tonight. We're not going to get everybody in. I got about 1,500 songs to choose from. But we call it New Country's Best for a reason. Every time I push play, you're going to find out it's all about the music, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of all about the music, my good buddy, Mr. Rob Charles, that used to DJ on this program from Little Rock, Arkansas, is now writing songs, and he's got a hit on his hands with the very first one that has been released and recorded. Mr. Michael Wayne Dill is the artist on the song, and the title of it is called Fell in Love with Music, written by my good buddy, Mr. Rob Charles. Here it is now on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio at KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com. You'll fall in love with this one.
Sometimes when I'm alone, I get deep in thought. I think about the hard times, all the battles that I fought. But when I think about the good times, back when I was young, was really then I realized it was where it all begun. I would listen to the outbreak industry. Couldn't get enough Kershaw, Rabbit, Cash, and Black. Sounds of great music was something I never lacked. Listen to the legends, will always take you back. I fell in love with music, and I know it's true. Fell in love with music, but didn't have a clue. Falling in love with music was something you could bear. Falling out of love with music is something I ain't seen yet. Fell in love with music, and I know it's true. Fell in love with music, but didn't have a clue. Falling in love with music was something you could bear. Falling out of love with music, something you ain't seen yet. Fell in love with music, and I know it's true. Fell in love with music, didn't have a clue. Falling in love with music was something you could bear. Falling out of love with music, something I ain't seen yet.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
I used to want to be a cowboy, a shadow in the sunset. That's why I started smoking cigarettes. I used to want to be a cowboy. I used to want to be Elvis, drive a pink Cadillac car. That's why I learned to play the guitar. I used to want to be Elvis. There's a lot of things I used to want to do till I met you. Now I want to be honest. Now I want to be better. Now I want to be the me I should have been when we were together. I want to be at least almost close to worth your love. I want to be who you thought I was. Used to want to join the circus and hang around with the freak show. Wish I'd learned to walk a tightrope. I used to want to join the circus. Used to want to stay 18. I used to want an Airstream with a lawn chair tumbleweed view. Now I just want you. And I want to be honest. Now I want to be better. I want to be the me I should have been when we were together. I want to be at least almost close to worth your love. I want to be who you thought I was. There's a lot of things I used to want to be till you stopped loving me. Now I want to be steady. I want to be forever. Now I want to be the me I could have been when we were together. I want to be at least almost close to worth your love.
latest single from Miss Brandy Clark. It is called Who You Thought I Was. You can check out the video to that one on ICTV. That is IndieCountryTelevision.net. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are radio, we are television. Some of the best country music videos on the planet on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. We also have Miss Brandy Clark performing that song, Who You Thought I Was, on Saturday night at the Grand Ole Opry, which is airing right now on ICTV as well. They are opening up the Ryman Auditorium and doing certain shows on Saturday night. They did not put out one this last weekend, but when they do put out a new one, we're going to have it on Indie Country Television for you to check out. And so you can still check out the one from last week as well. They're doing limited seating at the Ryman Auditorium with social distancing and open it up to about 1,100 people when they do put on the show. So check out Saturday nights at the Grand Ole Opry, IndieCountryTelevision.net. Check out this next artist, Mr. Cody Hibbard. This is called Just for the Record on Today's Country, KICR, Indie Country Radio, also syndicated on KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, playing new country's best.
Just for the record, the reason you ain't heard from me is I've been trying to find the right words, and it ain't been easy. Just for the record, I know it's long overdue, but I gotta get this off my chest the only way I know how to. Yeah, girl, this one's for you. Some songs are meant for the radio, some songs are meant for a party crowd, some songs you put on a back row mixtape, some songs you gotta crank up loud. But here's a few chords and the truth about how I ain't me without you, and how right now I'm wishing we were back together. This one's just for the record. Just for the record, I wouldn't take back one kiss, I wouldn't change one thing about you, wouldn't undo one thing we did. I know all that don't matter now, you got your life all figured out, and I'm just out here on the road with a bottle of Jack and a guitar, singing to no one. Some songs are meant for the radio, some songs are meant for a party crowd, some songs you put on a back row mixtape, some songs you gotta crank up loud. But here's a few chords and the truth about how I ain't me without you, and how right now I'm wishing we were back together. This one's just for the record. So I don't forget about your blue eyes and how it feels to live with my regrets. Some songs are meant for a midnight drive, some songs are meant for a country crowd, some songs you put on a back row mixtape, some songs you gotta crank up loud. But here's a few chords and the truth about how I ain't me without you, and how right now I'm wishing we were back together. This one's just for the record. Yeah, yeah, just for the record.
Giddy up, howdy, this is Jane from One Ugly Cowboy, and you're listening to Today's Country with Tim Kelly on KICR Indie Country Radio and KUHSdenver.com. Woo-hoo! Ride with the wind. Off a desert highway where no one stops was a lonely bar called El Rio Cross. One day a stranger came passing through. He hung his hat, pulled up a stool, forget what he had to say. Whoa, whoa, I'm young and I'm free. No Tommy damn blues gonna ball and chain me. Whoa, whoa, life is too sweet. I fall on my heart wherever it leads me. A ride with the wind. Don't worry today what tomorrow will bring. Life is for living, each day is a gift. I ride with the wind, yeah. He said my daddy worked a dead-end job, and on the day he died, he told me, son, get out now while you can. Dare to dream and don't look back. Whoa, whoa, live for the chase, 'cause life is too short and you don't waste it. Whoa, whoa, never lose faith to follow the sun and roll down this highway. You ride with the wind. Don't worry today what tomorrow will bring. Life is for living, each day is a gift. Yeah, ride with the wind. Yeah, ride with the wind. Don't worry today what tomorrow will bring. Yeah, ride with the wind. Yeah, ride with the wind. Ride with the wind. Ready to fly like a bird on the wing. Yeah, ride with the wind. Yeah, ride with the wind. Don't worry today what tomorrow will bring. Life is for living, each day is a gift. Yeah, ride with the wind.
They are One Ugly Cowboy, Richard Jane, the whole crew of Toronto, Canada's finest, right there. OneUglyCowboy.com is where you can go to get their latest single and album entitled Ride with the Wind. That is some good stuff on the radio. Well, speaking of good stuff on the radio, we're going to be talking to Mr. Dan Washburn from Canada coming up here shortly. But first, how about some Keeper of the Plains from San Antonio, Texas, and my good buddy, Mr. Michael Gutierrez. Let's keep on rolling on today's country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, KUHS Denver, KUHSdenver.com.
When you're down on your luck and your money's gone, when every right turn seems to turn out wrong, when you can't back up and start over, keep on rolling. When the flame's gone out and the nights get cold, when that old memory won't leave you alone, when you miss that hand you've been holding, keep on rolling. Roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keep keeping on as the big world spins, and baby, when you get where you're going, keep on rolling. When you spend all day staring down that clock, remember you are you, man, you ain't your job, and dreams can't ever be stolen. Keep on rolling. And baby, when you get where you're going, keep on rolling. When heaven comes calling from the other side, I'm gonna see Jesus waiting with his arms open wide, saying, don't be afraid, come on over. Oh yeah, keep on rolling. Roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keep it on, it ain't never gonna end. And baby, when you get where you're going, roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keeping on as the big world spins. And baby, when you get where you're going, don't worry about what's over your shoulder. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Keep on. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Keep on.
His name is Michael Gutierrez, lead singer of Keeper of the Plains. Great band from San Antonio, Texas, formerly from Wichita, Kansas. That's how they got the name of the band, Keeper of the Plains. Kind of flat out there in Kansas. Well, I'm in Missouri, or Misery maybe, as I like to call it sometimes. But the weather's really nice today, and we had lots of rain, and it's beautiful in the Ozarks of Branson. And great to be on the air tonight with a Canadian artist, Mr. Dan Washburn. How are you, sir?
Tim, I'm real well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Excited about this interview, and it's great to have you on the program tonight.
Nice to be here, man.
We appreciate it. We've been talking just a little bit off the air and kind of getting to know each other, but the purpose of these interviews is so that you can tell the stories behind your music. And when I first got your music from a lady that we've been working with for a little while, Miss Pinky Sims over there with Blue Mountain Management and Media, She says, hey, would you be interested in interviewing this artist? And as soon as I heard your music, I was like, yeah, so glad to have you.
Well, thanks. It's good to be had, buddy.
Yep, absolutely. We were talking off the air about how long you've been doing this music thing. You said a little longer than you would like to admit, but tell us about...
I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, I grew up in a musical family. I mean, I started playing in public, making money, $35, $50 a night when I was in, my dad got me into his band. And it was a bunch of cowboys just doing like old school stuff and playing at little dance halls and legions and, barn dances and stuff like that. And, so he wanted to go race stock cars. And so he was playing bass, and so he got a bass, and he said, I want you to try this if you feel like it. So I started playing it when I was about 12, and I was 13. He got me into the band, and he went and raced stock cars, and I stayed with the band.
Nice. Now, were you born and raised in Canada? You're up there, you said, just a couple of hours east of Toronto, is that right?
We are, yeah. I grew up in this region, about 2 hours east of Toronto. Grew up out in the country on farms, and we never really actively farmed other than just had a big old garden, the size of a football field, because there were 6 kids and mom and dad, so there's a lot of us. So we grew a lot of food, and we raised a few chickens and hogs and things like that, but we never really got into it big time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, country music is huge in Canada. I don't know how long it has been. Obviously, for a while, if you've been doing it for quite a while yourself. But the number 2 places that we get our music is Texas and Canada. Up there, up north, is where most of the music that I get comes from.
Nice.
So,
well, we're spread out. We don't have the same population as y'all got, but they like country music up here. I mean, it grew real big in the 90s, and And I've been doing this since I don't remember not being a singer. I mean, I started out, like I said, when I was 13. So
yeah.
In the 90s, I was on a label. We were on an independent label, Only Plain Records. I was in a band called South Mountain. Our fiddle player did the first 4 Dwight records, Don Reed. Streets of Bakersfield, that was our fiddle player.
Yeah.
He did all that stuff. Steve Patica was the guitar player, and he won several Canadian Guitar Player Awards, and he won, I think, 2 or 3 times in Europe for International Musician Awards. So it was a really good, strong band. I mean, South Mountain was akin to Diamond Rio. We were kind of like the Canadian version of.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love their stuff.
Yeah, strong pickers, traditional harmonies, bluegrass harmonies a lot. You know, we just really loved the 3 parts that we were able to do, and yeah, it was a good band. It was a lot of fun.
Where did your love for music come from at such a young age of 13 years old? Was it something that your dad listened to a lot, or your grandpa? Because that's the way it was with me. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, exactly. Just the same. I mean, I grew up in a musical household. My granddad was a fiddle player, and he was a good fiddle player. My dad played just about anything with strings on it. He never became a master at anything, but he could play a little bit of everything, just about. And I grew up with parties on Saturday nights at our house quite often out in the farm, and we had, you know, back in those days you had a big old living room, like just huge, in a kitchen, and we'd wander between the 2 rooms. They'd be adjoined together, and so I mean there was music going on. People would be eating in the one room, and you'd be playing music in the other, and sometimes people would dance, and there'd be nothing to have 25 or 30 people at a house party on weekends, and lots of musicians, and everybody was well behaved. My mom used to wake me up, come down here and do that song that you wrote for your mother. Because I started writing when I was 10, and the first song I wrote was a song I wrote for my mom, and she reminded me every house party.
That's awesome.
It was great. It was a great upbringing.
I worked for a guy for a while in Branson that does a Marty Robbins tribute, and he tells a story about when he grew up in eastern Kentucky. He said back then, you know, they used to listen to the old battery-operated radios because they didn't have electricity when he grew up. You know, that's way back in the day. And
that's going back.
And used to listen to music like country music on the old front porches, you know, and now they call them decks, he said. You know, people don't build front porches on houses anymore. There are these decks in the back or front yards. And
that's right.
So, you know, those were the good old days.
WWVA, I mean, back in the day, right?
Uh-huh, yep. But, yeah, those were the good old days, and that's really where, you know, a lot of people that I talked to, their love of music come from, was listening to those people like, and the show Hee Haw. I used to watch it back in the 70s, you know, Buck Owens and Roy Rogers, and Roy Rogers had a theater, or Roy Clark, I mean, had a theater here in Branson for quite a few years and helped build this town and make it what it is today. They call it the live entertainment capital of the world here in Branson, Missouri. So
absolutely. We were down a couple of years ago just to get to see it. I really enjoyed our time there. We spent a few days there. I loved Waylon Jennings' line. I got to do a show with Waylon. He had a line for Branson. He said, with the last act leaving Nashville for Branson, turn out the lights. Did you ever hear that one?
No, I didn't hear that one.
That was a Waylon quote.
Okay. Nice. I did not know that. You taught me something.
Well, back in those days when country was going into weird ways, weird directions, and some of the guys like, you know, the Roy Clarks, the Buck Owens, and Waylon Jennings, and all those guys were like, yeah, sorry, and Merle Haggard, they just didn't buy it.
Yeah.
So they just kind of cut out.
Yeah. Years ago, I was selling insurance with a buddy of mine, and we went to Texas, and we ended up in Whitefield, Texas. And we met Waylon's brother, James Jennings. He owns a liquor store in Whitefield, Texas. And yep, got all kinds of pictures of Waylon, of course, in the front of the store and everything. And boy, it was cool to just sit around and listen to some of the stories that he could tell about his brother. And we missed seeing Shooter Jennings. He was out of town on tour at the time, but he showed us where he lived and everything. Yeah, we had a good time hanging out with him.
I got to do a show with Waylon, and that was something, man. That was That was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. I got to hold one of those rawhide fenders of his, those tellies.
Oh, nice.
He had a guitar tech, his own guy, and I just come off stage and make a long story longer. And the guitar tech, I'm looking at those 3 tellies. I mean, you can't miss them, right? I got a towel on my neck, and I'm having a glass of water, and I'm you're sweating pretty good when you come off of a big show, and there's a lot of people, like 25, 30,000 people. It was a nice show, and I'm looking at those guitars. He said, "You're the guy just on? You're the singer?" I said, "Yeah, I was." He said, "Good job, man. We were listening to it." He said, "You like these?" I said, "Oh man, I've been looking at these three Wailing guitars. There's none others like them." He said, "You want to hold one?" I said, "You kidding?" I said, "No." And he hands me the guitar. So I got Waylon's guitar on. We both looked up. Waylon walks into the back room where we're standing, and I just wanted to die. Wow. Somebody hide me. And the guy looks at me and he goes, puts his hand on my shoulder, buddy. He says, "Okay." He knows I wouldn't give it to anybody that shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got to meet Waylon.
That is awesome. Awesome story. Tell us about performing now, with everything going on with the pandemic and all of that. When was your last live show?
Well, to be honest, we just started back at the Odd Place. I did a show about 3 weeks ago, but not as Dan Washburn. I just did it as a sit-in with the house band, and I did some singing and with just some friends, and they've got a little pub just down the road from us, about a half an hour, in a little town, Trenton, Ontario, and I got to do that about 2-3 weeks ago there. And I've got my first show of the year is coming up tomorrow night.
Okay. Awesome. Well, congratulations, man. We're sure hoping everything gets back to some kind of normal real soon. I just announced earlier in the program, they started Saturday nights at the Grand Ole Opry again, and they're doing that with limited seating and about 1,100 people that they're letting in there. But we're airing it on our TV channel on Indie Country Television, so
nice.
we're so excited to see that coming back, and boy, we need live music more than ever right now, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do, man. I mean, again, the venue tomorrow night where I'm going is at the theater just down the road from me a few minutes. It's like where I live in Sterling, Ontario, and they're going to have social distancing going on, social distance seating and masks and stuff like that. So they're only going to put a fraction of what they normally put in there.
Yeah.
But it's a start.
Yeah. Words we didn't hear when we were talking earlier about the days of having 25 people on your dance floor in your living room. That is just something that we still aren't used to.
No, it's a long gone thing, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll grab my wife and something Saturday morning. I mean, one of the songs I wrote called "Simple Things" that did pretty well for me, and it came about where a Saturday morning Emmy had some music on the computer, and Noah was eating his breakfast, and I was making something in the kitchen, and song come on, I liked it. I grabbed her, and we went two-stepping around we got a big old kitchen, and we went two-stepping around that, and my son looked at me, and he goes, "Oh, Dad, you guys." and I looked at him, and I said, "Son, never missed the chance to go dancing across the kitchen."
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh!" And I sat down and wrote it. That's
awesome.
The opening line of the song.
That is awesome. Well, hey, you've got a song, a brand new single out, and just one word to it, and it's simply called "Dirt." And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But I want to ask you. You brought up your wife and your son. Tell us how many kids you have, and if any of them are inclined to make music like Dad's doing.
I have 5. Just one left at home now. I've got my oldest can play guitar and drums, and he's pretty good at both. The next one, my daughter sings at church with her husband's a pastor, and she's a good singer. She got a really good voice. Then the one after that, he actually got into back in the day. He did techno pop, and he was able to create music digitally. So he has the smarts for that, but he doesn't play anything himself, but he understands music really well. And then I've got my next one is Zach. He's a good guitar player and singer. And then Noah, he's been working on the sax the last couple of years.
Wow.
So they all do a little bit of something. I don't push it on them. If they want lessons, great. I do that. If I could show them something, I will. They'll ask me questions and I'll answer. It was never pushed on me. It was just something, though, that I was driven to do for me. I had to play.
Yeah.
If I didn't play, I'm sure I'd have blowed up.
Yeah. Of all the genres out there now in music, and you brought up a couple, What made you pick country music? Was there a specific artist or a few names that we would know back in the day when you were like a young kid at 13 years old that really led you to go that direction into country?
Well, it's because I was exposed to everything in my life that I'd been exposed to was country music.
Mm-hmm.
I had never listened to anything until we moved into town when I was 14. And then I started to get into bands like the Beatles. But no, I grew up and I got to meet Buck Owens. I got to meet him as a kid. My uncle was a disc jockey at a local station and was well known, and so he would MC all of these big shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd get to meet some of these acts. But Buck Owens was my guy. My dad loved George Jones, and we both agreed completely on Merle Haggard.
Oh, nice.
So those are the three guys that I grew up with listening to most, and I know pretty much any Buck or Merle song or just about a George song you'd throw at me, I would be able to play it.
Awesome. Well, let me ask you this now. We see a lot of on different award shows, and we had one here just recently, the CMT Music Awards, and I've seen a lot of feedback from that, some good, some bad. What is your take on the way the direction country music is going? Do you think it's going in the right direction, or you want to see it bring back the more traditional? And we play a kind of a good variety of that, and the newer stuff has a little bit of pop to it that I kind of like. I don't care for all of it, but what do you think about where it's going?
I don't mind a bit of the rock tones and a bit of pop influence in it at all. I really do like strong writing, though, lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always look for. I mean, if country's been known for anything, at least the way I see it in my lifetime, is that the storylines have been good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, guys like Tom T. Hall that could write amazing tales. Or, John Cash. I mean, so some of the writers that wrote for those guys, even George Merle. Merle was a good writer. Buck wrote a lot of songs. But they had good storylines, Johnny Paycheck. So I know I'm talking old school.
Yeah.
But the guys and gals that are writing these days, and they're writing good stories, and they're not just putting in a bunch of filler lines. Where the music today loses me is when you hear a phrase and they'll repeat it infinitum ad nauseum and drive you crazy with like one or two lines, and the melody doesn't change and the story doesn't really go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they get a good musical or a lyrical hook, and then they stay there, and that's all you kind of hear. That loses me a bit. But when it's got an interesting story to it, or fun, something that moves it along, that's what I'm looking for.
There you go. And I love talking about that because most of the artists that we play on this program write their own material. So you've got a brand new single. I'm going to play it here in a minute called Dirt. How do you make an interesting song out of that lyrically?
Well, I give the credit to my co-writer on this one is a woman in Alabama. Her name is Heather Hickox. And Heather and I have been writing for about a year and a half together. And so Heather and I get together and we write. So when we get together, now we've been doing this one we did online because, I can't be in Nashville.
Uh-huh.
But so Heather says, I've got some lines for a song that I want to call it Dirt. But see what you think. And I laughed. I said, yeah? So where are you heading with that? And she said, well, look, I'll send you my lines. Heather plays nothing. She can sing a bit, but she's not a music writer, but she's a good lyricist. She's a professional, book person. I mean, that's her thing. She writes, but she writes great lyrics. So she sent me up these ideas that she had, and then I started adding my 2 cents worth to it, and I come up with a melody for it, which wasn't too difficult. And so then it's kind of a song where we talked about all the different ways, all the different kinds of dirt. I mean, there's good things that are involved when you think about dirt, and there's some really bad stuff.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and you look at politics that goes on, and I mean, those guys are experts at slinging mud, not picking sides. I'm just saying both sides do it.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's got to deal with dirt, and that's one of the lines. I mean, there's all kinds of it. So we talked a bit about that. I put in my 2 cents worth of my lines, and we tweaked it a bit to fit the music that I'd written, and then that's how we decided the other thing we wanted to do was, just at the end of the song, we thought we'd like to challenge people and ask them the question, what kind of life are you living, and then what kind of dirt are you digging? like it was just a bit of a challenge without trying to get all anything or up in anybody's grill. We just wanted to point it out. Everybody's going to have to deal with dirt. So we kind of that's the way we approached it, and it's doing well so far. It's been out a couple of weeks, and I'm really happy with where it's headed.
And you shot a video to the song as well, and we put it on Indie Country Television. So
yeah, we did. We had a lot of fun with it. Andy Thompson at the studio that I work in Canada, the studio I work at up here, which isn't too far from me, actually, about a half an hour down the road. And Andy plays keys in the band and is the leader of the band. So we couldn't get out and shoot in public because we're just not able to do that right now with the COVID restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Not the way we would have liked to have done it.
Yeah.
So we did one in the studio, and Andy and I made some, compared notes, and then I just literally walk away and say, "Show me what you think." And then a couple of weeks later, he says, "What do you think of this?" And what the video is what he came up with, just based on a simple conversation we had.
See, that's what I love. And about a couple of years ago, I started this ICTV, Indie Country Television. I call it kind of like CMT for the Indies. I've got about 450 videos on there now in a good rotation, so there's lots of good entertainment. But we get to see visually what your idea of that song was about. And there's some good acting in a lot of those videos. So, a lot of the country music artists back in the day, like one of my favorites was Kenny Rogers. And when he made the movie, the Gambler series and stuff like that, he was as good of an actor as he was a country music artist, And I think Waylon dabbled a little bit in acting, too. He was on the Dukes of Hazzard. They showed his hands.
Yeah, they all did. Even John Cash. John did a lot of acting.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but Kenny made like 3.5-minute movies. For videos. He was great. Kenny was absolutely great at it. The video for The Gambler was terrific.
Yeah. So that's what I love too. That's just more parts of telling the story about your songs, and that's truly what it's all about. And like you said, that's what it's going to lead you to country music. The writing, the lyrics, and the stories that they tell.
Yeah.
It literally is 3 chords and the truth, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think you might have a couple of new chords added these days, but it's just about being real.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, let's play a real good song. I love Dirt, and Mr. Dan Washburn is who we're with live tonight. If you can hang out just a little bit, I'll let you pick one more song, and we'll play it here in just a moment. This is Dirt on KICR Independent Radio and KICR.com. This is Dan Washburn.
Dirt can build the house you love, or dirt can start a war, leave a stain from honest work or unkind words. It can build a road across the earth or smear a good name with a curse. Everybody's got to deal with dirt. What kind of life are you living? What kind of dirt are you digging? When you search for gold or drill for oil, does the world get better when you turn the soil? What kind of life are you living? What kind of dirt are you digging? Dirt can grow a forest high or kill a farmer's dreams. It comes clean when you forgive or cover sins. You can be dirt poor or filthy rich, or just sling mud with your politics. Dust to dust and we're back to dirt again. What kind of life are you living? What kind of dirt are you digging? When you search for gold or drill for oil, does the world get bitter when you turn the soil? What kind of life are you living? What kind of dirt are you digging? What kind of dirt gonna get bitter when you turn the soil. What kind of life are you living? What kind of dirt are you digging? What kind of life are you living? What kind of dirt are you digging?
Washburn. That is a great tune called Dirt, his latest single, and you can also check out the video to that on ICTV, and that can be found at indiecountrytelevision.net. Now, you got to watch it along with about 400 other videos, but it will come along sooner or later, and always good programming on ICTV as well. Congratulations on that, man. That's good stuff.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
You bet. Now, we were talking just a little bit off the air, you know, and reliving the time that both of us have spent in Nashville. And you told me that you're a published writer, so you go to Nashville quite a bit, and I'm thinking about buying a house there even.
Yeah, I'm back and forth every few weeks, and looking at a house probably over in 12 South region or slightly to the east of that.
Uh-huh. Now, I was telling you off the air, back in 2008 was my first experience with Nashville. I was with a buddy of mine. His son was making a record, and he goes, "Hey, you want to go out there with me and hang out a little bit?" And, of course, you know, we had some issues there back. I was a service writer for a Ford dealership, and I got laid off when Ford supposedly was going to take the bailout money like GM and Chrysler and all that. But, yeah. So, anyway, I go out there to Nashville and hang out with him, and we started hanging out at a place called Losers on the north end of Nashville, which Irv Woolsey, George Strait's manager, owns half of that bar. And then since then, they have built Winners as well. But they used to have guys like you, I guess, that come in there, and they were songwriters and you know, contracted to come in there, and they would just sit there at the bar, bring their guitars and things, and bring their notepads and all that back then. That's way before these tablets and all that. But they would sit at the bar, order a beer, and just start strumming and picking and singing music and writing songs. And I thought, man, what a cool way to make a living.
It's great. I love doing like writers rounds down there, and I've been hired to do a few, and I've done a few that just impromptu. And John Scott Sherrill's an old school writer, a veteran, great writer, a lot of platinum hanging on his walls.
Wow.
And I write with John Scott, and he took me to a place down there, and it's like the last dive bar on Music Row. They just knocked it down just a little over a year ago. But yeah, so I mean, those places are fading. They, you know, there's a few of them still going though. Yeah. Some of the newer ones, and they're doing them regularly. You'll see 4 or 5 writers, 3 writers get up, and they'll just take turns and go around and sing you some of their newest stuff.
Yep. We met some of the coolest people there. I mean, Josh Thompson, back when he was just getting started, walked in there. We had Vinny from the Tractor Choir that got signed to Toby Keith's label. And, you know, he used to wear these bib overalls all the time, and it was a funny story. He had some cologne in there, and my buddy that I was with, he had the same cologne on, and he smelled his cologne, and he goes, "Hey, where'd you get that cologne?" And he goes, "Walmart." And he pulled a bottle of cologne out of the top pocket of his bib overalls, and we just laughed about that. He just, you know, so down to earth and everything. And then a professional golfer had his tour bus his bus. I don't know if it was a tour bus, but it was a big bus in the back. Mr. John Daly, you probably know that name.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And when he gets a little of the spirits in him, he gets pretty crazy. So
he could sure hammer a ball.
Yeah, I mean, he sure can. And
he was noted for the longest drive, I think, on the tour for a while.
Yep. He hung out there at Losers for about a week, it seemed like, you know. But, you know, it's funny, you know, Nashville, I love that town. And it's so sad to see what's going on now. We cannot wait till things, you know, and all the live situations come back, man. It's just
really tough, you know.
It is.
I got a lot of buddies that are session players, so they're working. People are still making, you know, doing good recordings, and so some of them are working, but the live guys, they're just really, really hurting. It's really hard.
Yep. Well, that's why I love doing these radio shows, you know, because you guys are still getting in the studio, and you know, you made the video the best way you could make it with going on right now with what's going on with COVID, and you're still making that great country music. So don't stop doing that, man. We need it more now than ever, and I love your music. So.
thank you, Tim.
You definitely have some good stuff. I'm glad Pinky found me and hit me up about your music. Before we let you go, tell us where people can find you on social media if they want to purchase some of it and help you out there.
Well, just literally look for my name. Look for Dan Washburn. Yeah, I'm on Dan Washburn Music, and you can find me on YouTube. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, all of the usual platforms. Right. The music is on Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes. So the music's on pretty much every platform.
Okay. Awesome. You got a fun little song that we're going to go out with called Have to Drink About That. Tell me about this one. You write it?
Yeah, I wrote this with a buddy now. A good friend who's about 20 minutes from me. He's a guitar luthier and good writer, good singer and songwriter in his own right. He's won a couple of Canadian awards. I mean, he's pretty handy. And he said, I got this idea for a song. I said, what is it? I'll have to drink about that. He said, you got to drink about it to tell me? He went, no, that's what it's called. So I said, come on out. So the next day he came out and we had coffee and some lunch together, I think. And we sat down and I, we just started going at it together. And this is how we came up with it. It's kind of like this guy was like he's having a tough go right now and he's not working. And his wife isn't the best partner for him possibly. And it's a tongue-in-cheek kind of song about a guy who's been having a little bit of trouble.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to play it for the folks, and I appreciate the time tonight. And you've been a fun interview, man. I've had a great time talking to you. We've had fun.
Oh, same, Tim. Thanks. Appreciate it a lot.
Absolutely. His name is Dan Washburn. Check him out all over social media and follow him on Twitter and everywhere else, and go get his music. I'll have to drink about it, but no, I'd do it anyway, okay? You're listening to him live right now on KICR Indie Country Radio and KUHSDenver.com.
And your needs are needing so much more than broken promises again. My 12-step program came and went. That wagon ain't nowhere in sight. You think I'd better get some help real soon, 'cause all we do is fight. I'll have to drink about that. I'll mull it over with a little red wine. Maybe in time I might come to find you were right all along. Jim, Jack, and Johnny with a case of beer tonight are gonna get me out of here. How about tomorrow we discuss where we're at? I know I need to clean up my act, but I think I'll have to drink about that. You say you don't know why I act like I do, and that I used to be real kind. And someday soon I'll be missing you, and that I must be out of my mind. And my boss has given me another chance if I can get on track. Well, thanks for taking down his number, babe, but before I call him back, if it's all right with you, I'll have to drink about that. I'll mull it over with a little red wine. Maybe in time I might come to find you were right all along. Jim, Jack, and Johnny with a case of beer tonight are gonna get me out of here. How about tomorrow we discuss where we're at? I know I need to clean up my act, but I think I'll have to drink about that. You see, I used to be a man's man, but if we're trying to keep it real, you never took an ounce of time to ask me how I feel. There needs to be some give and take if we're gonna make this right. So do I stay here on this bar stool or go back home and fight? You better set 'em up, Joe, 'cause I'll have to drink about that. I'll mull it over with a little red wine. Maybe in time I might come to find you think I'll have to drink about that.
This hour of Today's Country with Tim Kelly is sponsored by OutHouseTickets.com, helping save the small venues. Small event venues have been entirely shut down due to COVID-19. Countless people have lost 100% of their income overnight. It's not only the performers and producers that are affected, thousands of jobs rely on the small venues to survive. Why not donate a few dollars today to help save the small venues and keep live music alive? Visit OutHouseTickets.com to donate today and save the small venues.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Sometimes I need to let my hair down. Other times I need a step drink. Every now and then a little night on the town when I feel myself start to sink. So I try not to overthink it. Don't complain when I put in my time. But when 5 o'clock comes, you can damn sure bet that it's time for me to unwind. To be better than the next guy, say my prayers like I should. Every day I try to spread a little sunshine. Yeah, I'd do a lot more if I could. Most of the time I'm an angel, but when that halo gets too tight, I can't keep it on, 'cause it's so hard to get loose when I'm feeling more naughty than nice. Kick off hour number 2 with Today's Country with Tim Kelly. Yours truly, Miss Tara Tinsley. That is called More Sinners Than Saints. She co-wrote that with Mr. Tracy Lawrence. He's the first artist I ever saw in concert back when I lived in Oklahoma. Good stuff right there. Well, I want to thank Mr. Dan Washburn for doing a great radio interview from the province of Canada. And anytime he wants to come back and do that again, man, he is welcome. My door is open to that gentleman. I'll crack open the door in the basement down here and let him come right on in. It's been a couple of years since he's been to Branson. It is time to come back. I would love to meet him in person. Great interview. Check out Dan Washburn. Great music, too. And I'll be playing it for sure. Mr. Flint Thompson is up next. A great ballad right here called One Door Down on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, and KUHSdenver.com.
The walls are thin in an old hotel, and the voices carry a little too well, and a trail of her perfume lingers in the hall. Every night, same old time, same old song, and she starts to cry. And I'm here trying to find the nerve to say, did somebody break your heart? That's something I never do. I know you're everything I've never found. Just one door down. You're just one door down. I'm holding on to a lover's prayer, but I hear your voice, so I know you're there. And sometimes I hear your footsteps in the hall, and I wonder, are you just like me, wanting more than being lonely? And I'm here trying to find the nerve to say, did somebody break your heart? That's something I never do. I know you're everything I've never found. Just one door down. You're just one door down. Just one door down. Sometimes it feels like a mile away, waiting for a knock on the door to find the words to say. Did somebody break your heart? That's something I never do. I know you're everything I've never found. Just one door down. You're just one door down. You're just one door down.
I love me some country music.
Hey man, I love country music.
Me too.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to Indie Country Radio and KUHSdenver.com.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
It's never tasted quite like this, burning down with every sip, innocence and inhibitions lost, crashing through my paper walls, taking over, take it all, oh to hell with consequence or cost. Oh, I'm already gone, so go ahead and wreck me now, tear me to pieces, wear me down, throw my defenses to the ground, keep stealing my sleep, go on and make my heart a mess. I think you might be the death of me, but honestly,
single from Miss Jamie O'Neal. You can check out the video to Wreck Me by Jamie O'Neal on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. The music is fantastic. She sang There Ain't No Arizona, and I believe there is. I've been through there once or twice, but good stuff from Jamie O'Neal. She is a hit in the world of country music, isn't she? This next artist is an upcoming hit, I do believe. You can also check out the video to this next song on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. Mr. Tyler Braden and Love is a Dead End Road on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, also syndicated on KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com.
Thought it was finding someone that was just like me, wanting college football up on the big screen every Saturday all through fall. But no, love is a dead-end road. Thought it meant she'd pick a guitar, shoot pool with the boys in a smoky old bar room, and go back without a second thought. But love is a dead-end road on the outskirts of our hometown, where the blacktop turns into gravel drive sounds. Pines line the river all the way to our house, where family and friends, they all gather around to see little bare feet take the very first step. Talk about it over and over again, where you thank God it didn't turn out how you thought, where you got her hand on the hole. Love is a dead-end road. Thought I had it all planned out, who she'd be, where we'd be now, one right wrong turn. As it turns out, this old boy found that love is a dead-end road on the outskirts of our hometown, where the blacktop turns into gravel drive sounds. Pines line the river all the way to our house, where family and friends, they all gather around to see her high school love take my little girl's hand. White dress, wedding bells, and daddy's last dance, where you thank God it didn't turn out how you thought. We got her hand to hold. Love is a dead-end Love is a dead-end road on the outskirts of our hometown, where the blacktop turns into gravel drive sounds. Pines line the river all the way to our house, where family and friends, they all gather round to tell daddy goodbye just one more time. Tears shed for one hell of a life, where you thank God it didn't turn out how you thought. Oh, you thank God it didn't turn out how you thought. We got her hand to hold. Love is a dead-end road. Love is a dead-end road.
Today's Country.
I wanna be the one to love you, but you still got a little Dallas on your boots. Today's Country.
Give me 3 shots of Jaeger and I'll start to hate her, and then you'll know the party is on.
We got the hits. All the hits. Today's Country.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I put my makeup on, eyeliner black and strong, mascara goes on thick, and I pour myself another one. Tonight red wine ain't hard enough, but Johnny Walker always does the trick.
smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. Yeah, smoke and mirrors.
Video to that one on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. Her name is Pamela McNeil, and that is a great tune called Smoke and Mirrors. Well, I tend to blow a lot of smoke on this show sometimes, but I do stay away from the mirrors. You know, I got one of those faces for radio. I did break a mirror one time, though, and you know those are 7 years bad luck normally. I called my lawyer, though. He thinks he can get me out in 3, so that's some good stuff right there. Speaking of more good stuff, how about my buddy Mr. Ward Davis? This is called Don't Open That Door on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio and KUHSdenver.com. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Don't open that mouth either.
You deserve so much better than me. I can't count the times I've crawled back on my knees. So now I know just what I gotta do. But the pain of leaving here is gonna take a drink or two. I'm sober right now, but not for long. So listen to me good before my good sense is gone. When I show up after midnight, calling out your name, begging you to take me back, swearing that I'll change, saying all the things I said 1,000 times before. Whatever you do, don't open that door. It's time we both admit this is wrong, but neither one of us can let the other one move on. We could try again, but you know good and well that you could save us both a heartache and tell me to go to hell. When I show up after midnight, calling out your name, begging you to take me back, swearing that I'll change, saying all the things I said 1,000 times before. Whatever you do, don't open that door. Tell me no. When I show up after midnight, calling out your name, begging you to take me back, swearing that I'll change, saying all the things I said 1,000 times before. Whatever you do, don't open that door.
Here's what happens when you buy a cheap jingle. Indie Country Radio. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
You're listening to the 2016 Nashville Universe Awards Radio Network of the Year. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I'm somebody's daughter, somebody's friend, a shoulder to lean on, no matter when. I'm somebody's teacher when they don't understand.
got a seat in the bleachers. I'm the world's biggest fan. Oh, well, I wish I was half the woman I've gotta be. I wish I had all the answers right in front of me. I'm everything to everyone, and I'm scared as I can be. 'Cause when I look into the mirror, all I see is me. I'm somebody's sweetheart, somebody's girl, someone's direction to find their way in this world. And I've got to be perfect, even when I feel bad. I've got to keep giving when I gave all I had. Oh, well, I wish I was half the woman I've gotta be. I wish I had all the answers right in front of me. I'm everything to everyone, and I'm scared as I can be. 'Cause when I look into the mirror, all I see is me. When I feel uncertain, I'm on my knees to pray. I know that it's all worth it, but at the end of the day, I wish I was half the woman I've gotta be. I wish I had all the answers right in front of me. I'm everything to everyone, and I'm scared as I can be. 'Cause when I look into the mirror, all I see is somebody's daughter, somebody's girl, someone's direction to find their way in this world.
Her name is Jody Messina. She is now an independent artist with her own independent label called Dreambound Records, and that's the title track of her independent album. It is called Me, Miss Jody Messina. Well, I'm hanging out with another great group of folks. Their name is Poppy Iris, but to make up the group, it is Dee Dee O'Malley and Mr. Michael Lusk. How are you guys tonight?
Hey.
We're doing great. How you doing?
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Great to have you guys with us. I've been excited about this for a while, and my good buddy Mr. Don Swartz from Southern Trace Songwriters is live in our chat room, and he wants to say hello to you guys as well.
Hi, Don.
Yeah, there you
Hey,
go.
hey.
Hey. The gang is all here. Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us on.
You
got
are
a cool show.
You are very welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Been doing this a little while, off and on for about 8 years, and I'm sure you guys been in music for a while too. As I'm reading your bio off of your website, I'm looking at some of the people that you've actually performed with. Names like Willie Nelson, Kenny Rogers, Martina McBride, Leanne Rimes, Chris Cagle, Glenn Campbell, Keith Urban, Garth Brooks, Miranda Lambert. Long list of names.
Sounds really good when you say it.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Makes it sound really cool.
There you go. And yeah, and Michael, you have sang backup for about every one of these folks, I guess, at one point.
Yeah, a good bit of them. Yeah. And some other really fun ones too.
How did all of that happen, and how long have you been around the country music scene?
I moved to Nashville right out of high school, and fortunate enough to have a cousin who at the time was playing bass for Merle Haggard, and I got to Nashville on a Monday, and on Tuesday he got a call about a new female country artist. And he said, well, I'm not interested right now, but my cousin here is in town. He plays bass and sings. Mm-hmm. So on Thursday, I went to the audition, and on Saturday, I was on my way to Las Vegas with my first Nashville-based job.
Wow.
Which was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been to Vegas a long time ago. That was back in '86, I think, was my last time through there.
Wow.
And stopped and had lunch at a casino and got steak and shrimp for $4.95. I'll never forget that.
That's great. I don't think it's that cheap anymore, but that's great.
Yep.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. I love seafood. If I see food, it's in trouble. It's going to go down. Well, we're loving the music that you guys have gotten, and I appreciate you guys doing the interview tonight. And Michael, I had heard your name from several different artists. Like I said, I've been doing this off and on for 8 years, and this is the first time that we have gotten to talk. But I have had a lot of artists bring your name up, and I've heard your music before, and I'm a fan.
Oh, thanks. Great. I thought maybe I owed them money, and that's why they brought my name up or something.
I have a PayPal account. If you want to pay me anything, pal, no.
you can just pass it right along.
That's right. Share the love. But actually, the reason I got back into radio was with all of this COVID stuff going on. People are really struggling in live performances now, and they need another format, and we have a Facebook page and a Facebook group that they're welcome to share their music on and their live performances and put their tip jars up there. I do not have a problem with that. We want to help you guys as much as we can.
That's great.
So, and that's why I love doing this too, is because we get to meet folks like you that are just down to earth and this love of country music. It just amazes me how many people that I get to meet that have played with artists like I just mentioned, and blows my mind that you've got a good resume here.
It's been a great way to make a living. It's fun.
Yeah.
Everybody in the country music business they're just such nice, genuine people. Yeah. And from the artists on down the line, it's a great bunch of company to be in.
Yes, it is. And I was reading this bio, and the more I read it, I thought that maybe you and Miss Dee Dee were a couple, with this new video, Why the Hell Not? And it's talking about not as K-N-O-T, why not tie the knot, why the hell not, get married, that type of thing. And Dawn told me that, no, they're not a couple. In fact, you just recently got engaged.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we're a couple of nuts.
You're a couple.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, there's one more here too. So we got the Three Stooges going on for real tonight. No. How did you and Dee Dee meet though?
Dee Dee, I'll let you handle that.
I was writing a lot of love duets with my songwriting partner, Cindy Walkoff.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted a really great male vocalist. But go ahead, Mike.
But they couldn't find anybody, so they got me.
Oh wow! Well, they didn't just settle. I'll tell you.
He always says that. It's not true at all. But I wanted him to have that little joke. Anyway, no, we wanted the very best male vocalist we could possibly get, and he was referred by a man named Peter Young, who's a really wonderful producer and arranger out in Tennessee that just knows the best people. And so he recommended Mike, and Mike sang on half a dozen songs, and I was the female vocalist on that. And then at one point we took a couple of trips over to Nashville and started doing some live shows, and then we had Mike come out to LA and we did some live shows, and we thought, this is really making people happy. We should do this, seriously do this. And although I don't like to get too serious about anything, you know what I mean. We just decided to focus on putting out a great message that was fun and relationship oriented, and reason why Poppy Iris is our name is because Poppy is the state flower of California, where I'm from, and where I reside, and Mike resides obviously in Tennessee, and the iris is that flower, and flowers are super symbolic of romance, and we sing a lot of timeless romantic love duets. So there you go.
There you go. That saved a question. I was going to ask you how you came up with the band name. So it's named after two flowers, California and Tennessee. That's good stuff right there. Now, Dee Dee, it says in your bio, too, that you're not only a songwriter, but you're a performer, producer, an author, an actress, instructor. What have you acted in? Anything that we would know?
You can, you can go to www.waitingforjohnnydepp.com, and I recently won Best Actress out here at the Valley Theater Awards for that one-woman show that I wrote and starred in.
Awesome.
And then it went out to New York last summer, and Broadway star Donna Vivino, who played Linda and Elphaba in the musical Wicked on Broadway, starred in the role that I originated, and we got chosen out of thousands of shows by Ken Davenport, Tony Award-winning Ken Davenport, to basically showcase our show at the Rave Festival in Manhattan. So we were there for 3 months putting it on with her, and it was a little, it's always bittersweet when I have to give that role to anybody because it was really written about my life, but it's just, so you were saying, artists are real people. They really, really are real people, and it's very real that, the struggles that artists go through and what it takes to stay in the game, and really. So if you want to find out more about that play, you can go to waitingforjohnnydepp.com, and you can read more about me as an actor. I think there's some stuff in there, but it won #2 best show in LA. Lots of good stuff.
Nice. Dawn says you're a lemonade maker too, and we were talking about that on the phone before we got on with you guys tonight, and my saying at that was, when life gives you lemons, I guess you make lemonade, right?
Yeah, tell them the lemonade story about what we did when the pandemic first hit, Mike. What we did, we didn't let any grass grow literally under our feet.
No, we took advantage and spent, some of the time where we were supposed to be doing live shows. Instead, we wrote more. I was able to go out there to LA to write, and and we got to do it's become a nice new format for a lot of people. The online sort of in your living room concerts. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we took what we had and we made the best out of it, and it's been a great thing.
That's awesome. And that's why I say, more and more we see that now, the live performances on Facebook and everything, and you're more than welcome to share those on our Facebook group and Facebook pages with the radio station too, and I'll get you those links if you want them after we get off the air. So we'd love to have you as members in there. That'd be fantastic. Mike, one thing I wanted to ask you now, you've been a backup singer for a lot of these different artists that I mentioned. Let me throw out a name. We talked about him in the last interview, Mr. Kenny Rogers, as being not only a great country music artist, but as an actor as well. And he did the Gambler series and things like that, and I loved those movies. What were a few of Kenny Rogers' songs that you sang backup on that we might know? Could you name us a couple?
I did. Mostly what I did with Kenny was Christmas stuff.
Okay.
So it would be his Christmas types of events or songs. So I'm getting a text message while I'm trying to talk to you.
That's all right. Love technology.
That's funny because both Mike and I sang backup vocal for Kenny Rogers at different times before we ever knew each other.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
And I was also in a group called Forerunner. I don't know if you remember that group, but we did Kenny's Christmas tours with him. But what a great guy he was. I hate that we lost him, but
Well, I'm same here in Branson with Andy Williams. You know, for 19 years, Andy Williams was here. His theater's still in Branson, and you know, he's got some different things going on there now, which he passed away. But you know, the theater's got some different things going on there.
Does Jimmy Osmond still own that one now?
But I'm not sure. In fact, I know it's up for sale. I'm not sure who owns it.
Last time we were there with Loretta, I think Jimmy Osmond had it. But
I think for a measly $1.9 million, you can own it. So I believe that's what they're asking for.
That's all?
Yeah, I think so. But,
wow.
Yeah, I think that's what they're asking for it, but I'm not positive. I don't know why I plopped that out there, but I think that's it. That is the asking price is $1.9 million, but that's not bad. Yeah, I've been there. My brother was his TV producer for a couple of years, and it seats about 1,500 people. So it's his Christmas show though. What I wanted to say was one of the biggest things in Branson popularity wise.
Yeah.
So we miss Andy Williams tremendously here as well. You know, let's do another artist then. Let me throw out maybe some Garth Brooks. Anything that we would know you sung back up for him?
Let's see, Garth I did live stuff with. I didn't get to record with Garth. But I got to do some of the live concert work with him.
Okay. One that was one of the most memorable ones I remember from Garth was when I still lived in Oklahoma, and he's one of the reasons I got into country radio, because back in the 90s when I started doing country radio, it was Garth Brooks, Toby Keith, Vince Gill. Those guys were super hot, all from Oklahoma. And he did a concert on HBO that just, I mean, it was a killer good concert in Central Park. Were you at that one?
I was not at that one.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it was Central Park, New York City. I'll never forget that concert, man, watching it on TV. That's the first time I saw him in a concert. You know, even on TV, you know, that dude can put on a show.
He is an amazing entertainer. I've seen him do a 3-hour show and then have an hour-long, you know, turnover, and then get out there and do another 3 hours and just energy out the, you know,
I heard back in the day too that he would sign autographs for people until they were all done. I mean, he would just do that for the fans. And,
I remember when Taylor Swift would be able to do that too. It'd be tough nowadays, I think, but and Barbara Mandrell was good about that too. Barbara wouldn't leave until everybody got an autograph that wanted an autograph.
And then Miss Martina McBride, she worked the merch table, I believe, for Garth, and that's how she got discovered, and what a voice she's got.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so awesome. I love that.
So, you know, you never know that how this thing's going to play out, and you've been doing it for a long time, and, you know, maybe you've had your big break, maybe not. I ask artists a lot of times this question. What would be your dream gig, or have you already done it? You know, who would you like to perform with or open for that maybe you haven't, or even an artist that has passed? Who would you like to perform with that you haven't done it yet?
For me, there's two that I can think of right off the bat, and that would be Dolly and Cher. Those are the two that I just think are amazing that I haven't had a chance to perform with, but would be great to get to do either one or both. That would be great.
Yep. But I used to watch Sonny and Cher.
I think it would be Sting and Billy Joel.
Okay, there you go.
Those are good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I started DJing 80s music, you know, and Billy Joel was, you know, My Life and those kind of songs. He was making those back in the 80s, and loved Billy Joel. And and Sting as well. I have a wide variety of country of music that I like too, but I picked country because it literally is 3 chords and the truth, and you guys tell some of the best stories out there. You know, the songwriting is phenomenal in country music. So,
absolutely.
Do you both get together and collaborate and write music for Poppy Iris then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's so organic because we're usually just sitting around kitchen table, munching out on something, talking about life, with our guitars, and we write with our dear friend Cindy Walkoff, who's just an awesome lyricist, and she's got great ideas, super clever, and we just sit around and talk. We really, honestly, just talk about what's happening in our lives, or we'll take a song idea, maybe that's really great, that one of us had from a while ago, and just kind of bring it back to life, you know, because everybody's got like some great ideas in their vault, you know, that they just are waiting to find the right time to communicate. So I think the last few times we got together, we brought out some ideas that were like almost 10 years old, but when you get these timeless ideas, you know, that people can relate to. And I was telling one radio interviewer, I don't know, was it a few weeks ago, that this person in my life just stopped trusting me, and I've never had anybody accuse me of being a liar before. And it was so devastating to me, and it still is. And this person, you know, actually, I guess they have a record of doing that kind of thing. So you tend to, I guess, people blame others for the things they're most guilty of. That's what I've come to the conclusion of. But anyway, the whole subject of the weekend was just about trust. And, you know, Mike knew I was having a hard time with it. And I just needed to keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it until I felt better. And then it just, I just said, I can't wrap my head around what's happening. And he just started singing, what's that first line?
I'm drawing a blank.
I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and sing the first line.
Couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounded good.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the whole song, you know, started, from a very real life feeling of just not being able to come to terms with, you know, something that was so unbelievable to me. You know, so I always find some of the best songs are just real life situations, you know, and that's another way, you know, they call me the lemonade maker because I like to turn really crappy things into great things, and I think that's what it's all about. You know, you judge a person. They say you judge a person by the, you know, what they do with tangled up Christmas lights. And
hey, I need you on this radio show. No.
Oh man, I would love to talk about that book another time. You know, that's a whole other show, really, honestly. But it's, you know, as artists, I think artists are the best lemonade makers in the world, because we're always taking, you know, the things that are happening with the world or in our personal life, and trying to make some beauty out of some crazy thing. And hopefully someone won't feel so alone out there when they hear the song. They'll feel like, wow, somebody understands what I'm going through, you know.
Well, the first song I heard was the one I'm getting ready to play for you guys here in just a minute. It's called Why the Hell Not, and it's K-N-O-T, you know, like a knot, like you're going to tie the knot and get married. It's a fun, great song. You made a great video to it, which we have on ICTV, Indie Country Television. And so we're absolutely loving playing this for you guys. And who come up with this one, and how did you collaborate and put this together?
Well, that was Cindy and I were sitting around one day, and someone very close to me was getting married, and I was talking about it, and we were just looking for a clever way to sort of congratulate them and talk about their experience and another real life situation, and we're always looking for a clever way to come up with some kind of idiom or metaphor. And so, you know, sometimes we'll come up with the idea first, and then we'll look for a clever way to say it. So that's how that one came about.
All right. Well, I'm going to play it for the folks, and if you can hang out with us for about 5 more minutes or so, we'll come back and talk a little bit more. There's a couple of more questions I want to ask you. It is Michael Lusk and Dee Dee O'Malley. Poppy Iris is the name of the group. This is called Why the Hell Not. Let's play it. Why the Hell Not on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, and KUHSdenver.com.
Driving down to Rio for our weekend getaway, laughing like we always do and wondering where to stay. Finishing my sentence before I start to say,
it's a beautiful day. You stop and run around the car, get down on one knee, saying,
let's get married, girl. You're the one for me. And she said, why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, I say, why not tie the knot?
So I call my mama, 'cause she'll kill me if I don't. She is so excited, drops the phone right on her toe. She tells me you two aren't getting married all alone. I'm calling everybody I know.
Your cousin's from Chicago and your uncle from LA. Your sister and your brother are all getting on a plane. And I say, why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, I say, why not tie the knot? And we're standing at the altar, about to say our vows. It feels so good to tell the world, say it all out loud. There's no question in my mind when I say I do, and when he says it too. He says, why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, I say, why not? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, I say, why not tie the knot? Why not? Oh yeah. Why not tie the knot? Why not tie the knot?
That is Poppy Iris. That is called Why the Hell Not? And again, you can check out the video to that one on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. It is a fun song and a fun video. Hey, where did you guys shoot that video, by the way?
Oh, that was Venice Beach.
Venice Beach. All right. I have been there. It's been since the 80s, but I have been down there. Yeah.
That is a cast of colorful people out there on Venice Beach.
Yes,
for sure.
it was back in the 80s as well.
I don't think it's ever been any different than it is today. I think it's still the same.
Yep, absolutely. You know, I loved hanging out down there. You know, there's lots of cool people doing different artwork and different stuff like that. It was just really neat. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's cool. Well, you know, music's an art too, and you guys are fantastic at it. We love your music, and I wanted to ask Dee Dee this question. I saw Dawn post in our chat room, our live chat room, that you toured with Michael Jackson and Sheryl Crow. Now, I know Sheryl Crow's from Missouri. I'm just not sure what part. I was thinking Kennett over in the Boot Hill, but I'm not positive.
I don't know. I don't know where she's from. I just know my very favorite. I was always in awe of Sheryl Crow as a writer and loved her catchy songs. And I I was really good friends with a woman who works at Universal Pictures, and she's a big fan of my writing and asked me to write a campaign song for the war in the Congo. Ryan Gosling is, I think, their spokesperson, and they are trying to stop the raping of, like, children and women because there's a very rare ingredient in the hills of the Congo that they mine for in order to make cell phones and stuff, and the militia's not able to control what's going on. It's very bad, very, very bad. So I wrote this song called My World, and it's all about really caring about these people and how it breaks my heart what's happening. And I got invited to William Durant, the late William Durant's house, where Sheryl Crow and about 30 other celebrities were in the audience, and I was within, I don't know, maybe 2 feet of them. And I got up and I sang this song that I wrote, and she walked up to me with tears in her eyes at the end of the song, and she said that was the greatest song I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
And that was it for me. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I could die tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow is she is from Kennett, Missouri. It's in the Boot Hill, and we go through that on the way to Nashville, actually. And that has produced, Kennett, Missouri has produced artists like David Nail and my good buddy Mr. Trent Tomlinson, who wrote In Case You Didn't Know for Mr. Brett Young.
Oh, such a great song.
Now you know.
Wow.
Yep. That's great.
In case I didn't know, I do know now.
You know now.
I didn't know you wrote that. That's great.
Yep, Trent Tomlinson. I got to hang out on his tour bus when he was performing a concert down in Oklahoma. And it was a hot day, and a buddy of mine said, hey, I've met Trent. He got me into the CMAs one year. And he said, you want to go see if we can get on his bus? And his driver let us in there, and we got to hang out, drink a couple of beers, and cool off and watch his big screen TVs in there. So.
That's great.
Wow.
And he's a super talented performer and songwriter, and that goes to say that with you guys too. I'm talking to some super talent tonight. That has already been said in our chat room. I get to interview the artist and look back and you know, if you guys make it huge, or whether you do or not, I get to be the first one to say, hey, I know them way back when. You know, we talked on the radio a long time ago, but I sure have had a fun time tonight. Tell us where folks can find you guys on social media if they want to purchase some of your music, because it is fantastic.
So go to poppyirismusic.com.
Okay.
POPPYIRISmusic.com.
That is really easy. I'm looking at the website right now. I just wanted you guys to be able to tell it. And like I said, anything that you want to do, live performances, be sure to share them on our Facebook page and groups on KICR Indie Country Radio. And you are more than welcome to do that. We want to help you in any way we can get heard and make a little money because of this pandemic. We know it's very hard with live performances right now. And we sure appreciate your time tonight. You guys are awesome.
Oh, we appreciate you having us.
You betcha. Michael Lusk and Dee Dee O'Malley, you're welcome. Michael Lusk, Dee Dee O'Malley. You got a song here that we talked about just a little bit that we're going to go out with called My Red, White, and Blue. Tell us a little bit about this again. It's a patriotic song.
Yep, it's a patriotic song. It doesn't pick sides as far as left versus right. It's to honor those patriots that have fought to keep this land free, and guys like my father was one of them, and I just appreciate all the soldiers that have helped us. And
yep. You know, I interviewed one here a while back, Mr. Damian Knight, a couple of weeks ago. He's deployed in Afghanistan. He called me from Afghanistan. That has never happened before for me, of all the 300-plus interviews that I've done, to actually get a call from Afghanistan, and the audio quality was fantastic that night on his phone as well. So
that's great.
Yeah, and for him to do that, you know, and his interest in country music and serving our country, man, that's a genuine, mature, very nice young man that I got to meet that night. So we appreciate all of our service people and what they do for this country, and that can never be understated, man. It is some good stuff. Well, we appreciate your time tonight, and thank you for your service to country music. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
We had a great time.
PoppyIris.com. That is the website. My Red, White, and Blue right now with Dee O'Malley.
Oh, Poppy Iris, don't forget the music.
Don't forget the music. Poppy Iris.
No, don't forget to put music at the end of Poppy Iris.
Poppy Iris music.
Poppy Iris.
There you go.
You couldn't make my football
games.
Never saw my sister's plays. Wasn't easy in those days, with no Skype to see his face. But now I'm older and I see what my daddy did for me, for this land of liberty. I never take for granted anything. Every time I stand up for my flag and sing, my red, white, and blue is because of you. You served our country well, so we could all be free. My red, white, and blue is always shining through. The battles that you fought are changing history. With my hand across my heart, I honor you. My red, white, and blue.
As I grew up, I saw the light and understood your sleepless nights. Why you had to fight the fight for all our human rights. And I began to understand the meaning of my flag as it celebrates our land.
When I'm standing proudly in a hockey game, I know your sacrifice was not in vain. My red, white, and blue is because of you. You served your country well, so we could all be free. My red, white, and blue is always shining through. The battles that you fought are changing history. With my hand across my heart, I honor you. My red, white, and blue. The cost of freedom is so high.
That's something I cannot deny.
But it's worth it in the end, so our U.S. flag can fly. My red, white, and blue is because of you. You served our country well, so we could all be free. My red, white, and blue is always shining through. The battles that you fought are changing history. I am filled with so much pride and gratitude. With my hand across my heart, I honor you. My red, white, and
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I park my heart in a tollway zone. When things get hard, I just wanna get stoned with nobody around to watch me drown. If I'm gonna fall apart, I don't need a crowd. So mind your own business, I gotta witness everything here's just fine. Don't be worried that I'm in a hurry to finish this bottle of wine. Yeah, I know you're gonna probably call Mama. If you do, let her know again. But as long as the tails are wagging, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm alright. So mind your own business, I gotta witness everything here's just fine. Don't be worried that I'm in a hurry to finish this bottle of wine. Yeah, I know you're gonna probably call Mama. If you do, let her know I ain't drinking alone, my dogs are home. No, I ain't drinking alone, my dogs are home.
That is the latest single from Tara Thompson, My Dogs Are Home. You check out the video to that one on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. But welcome to the third hour of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. We are KICR Indie Country Radio, also syndicated on KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com. I just had another great radio interview in hour number 2. Poppy Iris, Dee O'Malley, and Mr. Michael Luss. Thank you for a fantastic interview. Man, it's been a great show tonight, and I have had a blast. But in the final hour, I've got more of New Country's best music for you, so let's hit play right now. From Montgomery, Texas, my good buddy, Mr. Josh Ward. This is called Together. It is great to be together with you tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best.
There's a lot about me that you don't know. There's a whole lot of things that I don't show. But you can tell when something's weighing on my mind. You always find a way to make things right. Oh, but girl, you got me pouring my heart out tonight. You're the rocks around my arms, around my true north when I'm headed south. A lighthouse in my darkest harbor when I think it couldn't get any harder. You calm the seas when the waves get rough. I'm sinking down, you lift me up. Shelter in the stormy weather. Even when I'm holding you, you're holding me together. I won't lay my burdens down on your back for you to carry. That you understand, it's just a part of me being a man. Oh, but girl, you got me pouring my heart out tonight. You're the rocks around my arms, around my true north when I'm headed south. A lighthouse in my darkest harbor when I think it couldn't get any harder. You calm the seas when the waves get rough. I'm sinking down, you lift me up. You give me shelter in the stormy weather. Even when I'm holding you, you're holding me together. My arms around my true north when I'm headed south. A lighthouse in my darkest harbor when I think it couldn't get any harder. You calm the seas when the waves get rough. I'm sinking down, you lift
tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do. Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to Indie Country Radio and KUHSDenver.com.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
Why you all alone, sipping on that lonely drink, staring at your telephone, waiting on his call. Looks like you could use a laugh to fire up that pretty smile. I can go and tip the band to play your song. I don't pretend to know him in the end. All I'm saying is if he don't wanna bring you flowers, and if he won't lay around for hours on a Sunday when you wanna just chill, baby I will, baby I will. And if he can't hurry up and take you out to slow dance, I hope you know I want him. Girl, if he ain't gonna love you with a love that's real, baby I will. We could slip into a corner booth, get out of this rowdy crowd. I wanna hear your pretty voice. Tell me all about your hometown and your mama, your friends and all their drama. You've got my attention, you don't need him. Cause if he don't wanna bring you flowers, and if he won't lay around for hours on a Sunday when you wanna just chill, baby I will, baby I will. And if he can't hurry up and take you out to slow dance, I hope you know I want him. Girl, if he ain't gonna love you with a love that's real, yeah, baby I will. Baby I will. He don't make you go ooh like he used to. He don't make you go ooh like he used to. If he don't wanna bring you flowers, and if he won't lay around for hours on a Sunday when you wanna just chill, baby I will, baby I will. And if he can't hurry up and take you out to slow dance, I hope you know I want him. Girl, if he ain't gonna love you with a love that's real, yeah, baby I will. Baby I will.
If no other radio stations want to play that song, baby, I will. That is the latest from Darren Morris with the Darren Morris Band. It is called I Will, and I will keep playing that one, absolutely. He is your 2016 Video of the Year winner for Dancing in the Rain. You can check out the video to it on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net, and he is your 2018 Nashville Universal Awards Vocal Group of the Year. Congratulations to them. Well, why don't we keep it in the state of Texas right now? From season number 4 of NBC's The Voice, Miss Holly Tucker. And how about a little Dallas on your boots on today's country from KICR Indie Country Radio at KUHSDenver.com.
Well, I met you just across the county line, where forever fields go out to meet the sky, with a sad song spinning in the background, like the one that's playing here right now. And win or lose, I was gonna make you mine, but nothing's changed. There's no escape from knowing you still got a little Dallas on your boots, still got a little written on your face. You're still holding on to what you left behind. Until you let it go, you're always gonna find that you can't love me like you want to. And I don't want just part of you, but you still got a little Dallas on your boots, still got a little heavy on your heart, still holding on to things that you don't want to lose, baby. You still got a little lonely in your eyes, like you never really ever said goodbye. I wanna be the one to love you, but you still got a little Dallas on your boots. We've been on and off together about a year. Never past the fact that someone else is always here. 'Cause you still got a little Dallas on your boots, still got a little heavy on your heart, still holding on to things that you don't want to lose, baby. You still got a little lonely in your eyes, like you never really ever said goodbye. Yeah, I wanna be the one to love you, but you still got a little Dallas on your boots. Little Dallas on your boots.
Here's what happens when you buy a cheap jingle. Indie Country Radio. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
You're listening to the 2016 Nashville Universe Awards Radio Network of the Year. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
If these walls could talk, I know what they'd say. Man, you must be crazy for letting her leave that way. You should pick up the phone, beg her to turn back. Can't you see that she's the best thing that you've ever had? Don't be a fool, throw out your pride. Tell her that you love her for the rest of your life, and that you didn't mean for things to go this far. Tell her that you need her and how lucky you are, 'cause a love like that you don't find every day. If these walls could talk, well, that's what they'd say. You should take a look around at the memories you've made. Now, was it all for nothing? Was it all done in vain? Or you can turn out the lights, you can try to hide the pictures. Oh, but tomorrow's gonna come, and believe me, man, you're gonna miss her. Don't be a fool, throw out your pride. Tell her that you love her for the rest of your life, and that you didn't mean for things to go this far. Tell her that you need her and how say.
From the state of Nebraska, now living in Nashville, Tennessee, my good buddy Mr. Reggie Shaw. Reggie Shaw Music, Facebook and Twitter, if these walls could talk. Well, I've done enough talking. I want to play some music now, and we've got just a little over 30 minutes to do it, so let's get right back to it. Mr. Matt Stell is up next. This is called Everywhere But On. It is on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, and KUHSdenver.com, playing new country's best.
It's a big old world outside this little town. Thought that's all I needed to drown you out. It was gonna be easy. It was supposed to be easy. Put some days, put some miles in the rear view. A few state lines between me and you. Just a little space and time and I'd be fine. But I've been from Savannah to Long Beach, trying to keep your memory out of reach. But there you were in the Delta nights, the Santa Fe sun, the Colorado sky. I could add another push pin to the map, but that don't stop me from missing you. But looking back, guess it's just one place I haven't gone. I've moved everywhere but on. My mail's still going to Mama's house, 'cause I'm still long gone trying to figure out who I am without you, and why I still think about you. Just biding my time, making ends meet, loading trucks, pouring coffee, pouring concrete, planning my next move, getting over you, yeah. But I've been from Savannah to Long Beach, trying to keep your memory out of reach. But there you were in the Delta nights, the Santa Fe sun, the Colorado sky. I could add another push pin to the map, but that don't stop me from missing you. But looking back, guess it's just one place I haven't gone. I moved everywhere but on. If I had it my way, this old highway would've fixed me up somehow, would've led me home by now. I've been from Savannah to Long Beach, trying to keep your memory out of reach. But there you were in the Delta nights, the Santa Fe sun, the Colorado sky. I could add another push pin to the map, but that don't stop me from missing you. Looking back, guess it's just one place I haven't gone. I moved everywhere but on. I moved everywhere but on.
Listen to KICR Indie Country Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, powered by Zeno FM. Download the Zeno app wherever you get your apps and search KICR Indie Country Radio.
Lost in the buzz of a busy street, I never saw the leaves fall. Caught feet awake and some wide asleep, but I don't feel it at all.
You're like the wind rolling in on a summer blaze, lazy river in the rapids I race. Just a minute laying next to you and time stands still. You make me wanna slow down, baby, make it easy. I'll take the long way round, just as long as you're with me. In
check out the video to Slow Down on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. And I'll tell you what, if 2020 wasn't bad enough, we get to slow it down. This weekend, we're changing the clocks back 1 hour. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to fall back, but we get another hour of 2020. I don't know if I can handle that, but maybe I'll have to do a 4-hour show if I have to turn the clocks back. I don't know what 2020 is going to end with, but we just keep going one day at a time. But the music is pretty darn good in 2020, isn't it? I love Gone West and their music, so check them out for sure. Check this next gentleman out. Like him at TCB Country, Mr. Tony Corrales and the Tony Corrales Band from Arizona. This is called Fight for Your Love on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio. Also syndicated on KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com.
I still open doors for you, baby. Give you a kiss goodnight. And even when things turn out wrong, I do my best to make it right. You used to leave little notes. I'd find them throughout my day. I wanna be your one and only. I see you're in love but lonely. So I'm gonna fight for your love. Show you everything this man is made of. And I take one hell of a beating to learn how to treat you right. 'Cause girl, I'm not going down without a fight. I miss you when you're gone, even just for the day. All the beauty I still see in you just takes my breath away. You used to walk up behind and wrap your loving arms around me. I wanna be your one and only. I see you're in love but lonely. So I'm gonna fight for your love. Show you everything this man is made of. And I take one hell of a beating to learn how to treat you right. 'Cause girl, I'm not going down without a fight. Baby, I'm gonna fight to make this house a home. And I'm sorry I made you feel so alone. So I'm gonna fight for your love. Show you everything this man is made of. And I take one hell of a beating to learn how to treat you right. 'Cause girl, I'm not going down. No, 'cause girl, I'm not going down without a fight. No.
This is where country music lives.
the music.
We're the people's favorite. Show the world you love your country. Delivering a much-needed neck punch to the status quo.
What does that even mean?
That means, in addition to the variety you've come to expect, you'll also hear songs like this.
What happens in the country stays in the country.
And this.
So I'm gonna fight for your love. Show you everything this man is made of.
And this.
Ain't nobody gonna kill my beach vibes.
Thank you for listening to Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
And I'm thinking about where you are. Thinking never got me far. With a whiskey glass half empty, and I play it all through my mind, singing just to make you smile. So you'll miss me and maybe kiss me. And I don't wanna change or stay the same. I wanna let you go, I wanna make you stay. I wanna sing along and I wanna hold my tongue. What I'm trying to say is, baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay. And I order them nice and strong, floating just like a star through the neon light I lean on. 'Cause I'm drinking myself to sleep every other night of the week till I see you and maybe dream you. And I don't wanna change or stay the same. I wanna let you go, I wanna make you stay. I wanna sing along and I wanna hold my tongue. What I'm trying to say is, baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay. Where'd you go? I wanna find you, wanna hold you, wanna know. Where did you go? Where'd you go? I wanna find you, wanna hold you, wanna know. Oh, where did you go? And I don't wanna change or stay the same. I wanna let you go, I wanna make you stay. I wanna sing along and I wanna hold my tongue. What I'm trying to say is, baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay. Yeah, baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay.
They are Shotgun Rider, great country music duo from the state of Texas. Their latest single is called I'm Not Alright, and you can check out the video to that one on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.net. Well, I'll tell you what, we got our good buddy, Mr. Rob Charles from Little Rock, Arkansas, live in our chat room tonight. Played his song as song number 3 to open up the show. So if you love country music, man, you need to check it out. He is a great songwriter. It's his first one that he's had performed and produced, and got a video to it too. And I'm going to be checking that out right after the show, and we'll see if we'll add it to ICTV here soon. So we'll be letting you know about that as well. I am currently working on an interview with this next group, and we hope to get them real soon. We're just working out the date and the time. They are my good friends Hastings & Co. from the state of Ohio, and one of their latest singles called American Love on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, and KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com.
It's like fireworks flying on the 4th of July, lighting up the midnight air. It's warm summer nights trying to win a prize down at the county fair. Well, it's you and me, baby, young, wild, and crazy kids, free-falling hard in American love. American love. It's free like an eagle soaring when we go speeding down that old highway. Head out the window just to feel the wind blow, sun shining on your face. And it's singing along at the top of our lungs. Born in the USA, it's American love. And it's red like my lipstick on your face. And it's blue like those tears when you're away. And it's white like a wedding dress. Baby, I've been blessed and I just wanna stay forever in American love. It's grass stained jeans, your arms around me in the middle of a country show. 10,000 lighter skies on fire, dancing when they play our song. And it's the freedom I feel in the kisses you're still wrapped up in your strong American love. And it's red like my lipstick on your face. And it's blue like those tears when you're away. And it's white like a wedding dress. Baby, I've been blessed and I just wanna stay forever in American love. American love. Now we've got a little house for you and me, a flag hanging high for all to see. And it's red like my lipstick on your face. And it's blue like those tears when you're away. And it's white like a wedding dress. Baby, I've been blessed and I just wanna stay forever in American love. In American love. In American love. Yeah, yeah. That's American love.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it. Today's Country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to Indie Country Radio and KUHSdenver.com.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
I like a sandy beach on a sunny day, a real good book when it rains. I like to dip my fries in a chocolate shake. That's what I call a beautiful thing. I like a little bit of honey on my toast, but on top of the list of what I love most is you with me with you. The worth about $3 million. And I don't feel the cold when your coat's around my shoulders, and all the leaves are falling in love. Your smile stays with me when I'm alone, but on top of the list of what I love most is you and me with you. The perfect one or perfect two. A golden dream, sugar sweet and true. That's me with you. We're like the notes in an old blue-eyed song. La da da da, la da 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 dee. You pick the key, maybe I'll play along. But you with me with you. Perfect one or perfect two. A golden dream, sugar sweet and true. That's me with you. That's me with you. That's me with you.
Her name is Macy Martin from the great state of Texas. Me with you. Hey, it's Tim Kelly. Me with you, and a lot of people hanging out in my chat room, and we are having a good time doing it. Hey, if you haven't been over to IndieCountryTelevision.net yet, you need to check it out. Got lots of good programming on there. Saturday nights at the Grand Ole Opry, and we also have the 2020 CCMA Awards, the Canadian Country Music Awards, playing over there right now. So lots of good music on that and lots of good live performances. This next artist is a two-time male vocalist of the Canadian Country Music Awards, and my good buddy, Mr. Gord Bamford. This is called When Your Lips Are So Close on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio, also syndicated on KUHSdenver.com, playing New Country's best.
Girl, I knew it must be you, 'cause it got hotter in this room. You walked in, made head spin. You look so good in the neon light. I drink you in with thirsty eyes. Long sip of your cool smile. Girl, I wanna reach right out, wrap you in my arms right now. Never let go, never let go. 'Cause I just gotta taste you, baby. You know it drives me crazy to be so far away when your lips are so close. When your lips are so close. Well, you might be right next to me, but girl, it feels like miles between my hands and your skin. If you know what I'm thinking of, small talk just won't be enough. Can't wait for your touch. Girl, I wanna reach right out, wrap you in my arms right now. Never let go, never let go. 'Cause I just gotta taste you, baby. You know it drives me crazy to be so far away when your lips are so close. When your lips are so close. Girl, I wanna reach right out, wrap you in my arms right now. Never let go, never let go. 'Cause I just gotta taste you, baby. You know it drives me crazy to be so far away when your lips are so close. lips are so close. When your lips are so close. Lips are so close. Lips are so close.
Once again, two-time male vocalist Mr. Gord Bamford from the Canadian Country Music Association, and he is awesome. Go check out his stuff. And I'll tell you what, I've had a good time tonight. Where has the time gone? I want to thank Michael Lusk and Dee O'Malley from Poppy Iris for joining me on the show tonight. Mr. Dan Washburn from Canada. Awesome, awesome artist. Go check him out. And join me tomorrow night when I will be live at 7 p.m. Central Time, again from Branson, Missouri, the live entertainment capital of the world. My special guest will be Miss Tracy Miller at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Then at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Mr. Cody Bowen will be calling into the show. So 2 more great interviews scheduled for tomorrow night. And again, we hit the airwaves at 7 p.m. Central Time right here on Spreaker. That is SPREAKER.com. Today's Country with Tim Kelly is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Check us out on our Facebook page at Tim Kelly Productions. Give us a like there, and we will like you right back. Until tomorrow night, I will see ya on the radio. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye now.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor.